Good morning, sweetheart. It's a mozzie day here on the Rock, but you wouldn't be knowing that if you come from away. Good Marc TV morning. Now, if you didn't understand what I said in that opening, let me clarify for you. Basically, what I said was, good morning. It is a wet, rainy day here in Newfoundland, and which is where I am, specifically in St. John's. And just to give you an idea of where I am relative to everything else, that way is east, it's the Atlantic Ocean, and that way is west. Now, just to put it in proportion for you, the distance from here in St. John's to England, which is just on the other side of the Atlantic, it's a shorter distance than from here to Vancouver, which is on the other side of Canada. Wow. Now, one thing really cool about St. John's, and this, I gotta tell you, is probably one of the prettiest cities you will ever come to if you get a chance to visit. But one thing really cool about Newfoundland is their language, and they got a lot of terms and ways of saying things that are unlike anything or you'll hear anywhere in the world. I mean, it's amazing to listen to someone who's a native of Newfoundland. Now, this reminds me of a lot of things that business people do, and that being, well, that they like to say things in an unusual or interesting way, and we call it jargon, basically industry jargon or technical jargon, and it's specific to every industry. Every industry has its own jargon. But the thing is, most of the time, the only person who understands this is the person saying it. So if you were in the legal profession, for example, you would use words like summons or proceed or verification, and you would know what they mean. Now, if you were in the dental profession, you would understand things like a class 3 or midline or overbite. These are words and terms that you would use regularly. And of course, if you were in the web design business, you would use terms like FTP, SEO, site indexing, all this kind of stuff. And what's interesting is about all these professions and all these terms, everybody in your industry would know exactly what they mean. In fact, they would expect you to use those terms. If you didn't, you'd sound like an idiot. The thing is, for many of us in all kinds of industries, we spend a significant portion of our day talking to people who have absolutely no idea what these words mean. Now, I have a theory about why this happens, why these people use jargon all the time, and I guess it comes down to one of two things. And again, this is not scientific, this is just my view. Maybe you'll agree with me. If you don't, or you do, post a comment down below. I'd love to hear your feedback on it. But my theory is that, first off, they just don't know how to stop using this jargon. They use it all the time. This is the way they talk, and they just don't even think about it anymore. It's like just the kind of language they use all the... Really? Yeah. Well, that's how it works. No, it's all good. It's all good. It's fine. Come on out. It's fine. It's fine. You all from around here?
Oh yes.
Oh, right on. Okay.
But I'm doing some Christmas shopping. I can take a picture of you over there in front of me.
Oh no, that's okay.
You sure?
That's okay. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, it's all good.
I thought it was in
No, it's all right.
We were taking your picture away.
No, have a good day. All right. So as I was saying, I think they just use this stuff all the time. They don't even think about it. Now, the second reason I think a lot of people use jargon is because in their eyes they feel that it makes them sound smart. That if they were to just use like regular English, you know, people might think, hey, how smart is this guy? He doesn't know what he's talking about. But my belief is this, that if you do use plain language, forget about all the fancy jargon and term and industry terms that are normally used when you talk to people who do what you do. You know, you'll actually be further ahead, because if your customers can't understand what you are saying to them, they will be confused. And one thing I learned a long time ago is that the confused mind always says no. They will not agree to what you're proposing. They will not allow you to close that sale. They just won't work with you because they don't understand anything that you're saying. They're confused. So you know what? Next time you're talking to a client or really anybody outside of your industry, don't feel pressured to have to sound like you know all the terms. That feel pressured to use all the terms, to talk like you would if you were to one of your industry people or one of your colleagues. It's okay, break it down into real terms that people can understand. Plain English, it'll always win out. So from St. John's, Newfoundland, I'm Marc Gordon, and you've been watching Marc TV.